Hello, everybody. Welcome. Hello, TikTok, Instagram. Where are you? Where is everybody at? I am so glad you're here. Listen, I got some things to talk about tonight, and y'all are not gonna want to miss this. I'm so excited that you guys are here. Listen, I got some things to tell you about. Listen, my name is Ben. This is the Benjamin Adventures, and we are gonna talk some things tonight on June the 30th. Let us get this. We are waiting over here for one more thing to pop up. Do not believe it's here yet. One second. TikTok is there. Hello, TikTok. Let's see. I think I see Facebook number 1 going over there. Let's see what is happening right here. One second. Let's figure out where we are. What's happening here? What's happening? Everybody. You guys are not going to want to miss this because it's going to be pretty good. All right, I see right there that we are live on Intuitive Precepts page. I want to make sure we are live on the other page here. Let's see what is happening. Doesn't seem like it is working. Just like that, and went off. All right, we're going to get this going. Listen, everybody, y'all are not going to waste tonight's episode because I am done by listening to all the people and the talk and the this and the that. You guys are going to want to hear this. Listen, I am your best friend, Ben. This is the Benjamin Adventures, and we have got some good things to talk about tonight. And the first thing is we're going to try to get on here real fast and get started. Hold on one second. I'm sorry. This thing is being crazy. Let's see. Are we on? I believe we're just going to go ahead and make it happen. Listen, hello. TikTok, I'm glad y'all are here. Let's see, TikTok, it seems like it's on. There we are. That one's on. Let's see if TikTok's going here. Y'all I have a little technical things going on tonight, but I'm going to see and make sure it's going the right way because let me tell you something. I do not want to miss anything. Stay with me now. Hold on. Okay, looks like TikTok is going. All right, TikTok is happening. Let's see, Facebook is happening. Come on, Facebook, where you at? Make sure I can hear something. Ooh, I can hear something. All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Ben. I am your best friend, Ben. This is the Benjamin Adventures, and I cannot wait to talk to you about what I'm talking to you about tonight. Listen, the first thing I want to say is I hope everybody is having a fantastic last day of June 2026. How crazy is that? Is that not the craziest thing you've ever heard? That we are at 2026, the end of June. We are moving, we are shaking, and I cannot believe that we're sitting here talking about this together because listen, y'all, it's crazy. Hey, check it out. What I want to start with, I'm going to take this off because what I want to talk about tonight is I want to talk about life beyond the finish line. That's what we're doing here. And I want to go ahead and jump you in here because you know what? Have you ever felt like life was just testing you? Have you ever felt like life was just testing you? Like every time you finally get up and you have some emotion, some momentum, you're moving forward. Every time something shows up and knocks you sideways. I'm talking about that time when everything seems like it's going just right, but really it's not. I'm talking about, listen, y'all, what I'm talking about is when a fresh new bill comes in. Or what about when a new diagnosis comes in? Stay with me because I'm going somewhere. Give me just a second. I got one more thing to go right here. Come on, move up there. There we go. Got to make sure my cameras are going. Okay. All right, now I'm here. All right, so have you ever felt like that everything is going good and then all of a sudden everything starts to knock you down? Like something's testing you. You know what? Some momentum is changing. You know, everything's moving, and then all of a sudden someone like knocks your feet out from under you. A bill comes in, a relationship is blowing up, possibly, a door slamming shut when you swore it was supposed to be open. And in that moment, what I'm talking about is when life is testing you and how to move forward. So listen, in that moment, so things start looking up. Things start looking up and you think, okay, God, universe, whoever's running this whole thing, are you testing me right now? Am I failing this? Because I felt like everything was going in the right direction, but all of a sudden, something just happened. Something just happened. But here's what I have come to believe and what I want to unpack with you today. It's not a test that you can fail. It's timing. Timing you can't rush. And there's a difference between the two things that changes everything about how you move through hard seasons. What I'm going to talk about tonight is simple. When you think life is literally testing you every time you move around. I feel like right now that there's a lot of people, a lot of peers, a lot of people that I know right now that is in a season of being tested. I say a season of being tested. Let me say what I'm going to say this again. So that moment when it feels like, life is going good, you got ahead of your bills, or maybe, your car's doing good, or maybe your client list is good, and all of a sudden, something out of nowhere happens. Something unexplained happens. So what I want to break down tonight, your career, your home, your family, how to get through the time of being tested. So this episode is something that I keep hearing over and over from clients, from friends, from people that's emailing me and reaching out to me. The feeling that God or the universe is testing me right now. God or the universe is testing me right now. Underneath all that, there's a quieter voice inside that's saying, just stay in the flow. Stay in the course. Stay the game. It's all about timing, and it will be worth it. It will be worth it. So we're going to make sure that we keep it together and figure out which way we're going. So those two feelings can sit in the same chest at the same time. And it's confusing that I know that there's something better coming. I know that I deserve more. But there's also the feeling of what is happening here? What is test? Why are you testing me? Why are things not going the way I know they should be? Both of those feelings can sit here at the same time. So you know what? I want to go ahead and think, let's name the test. Let's look at the test. Let's start by looking at what is actually in front of you. Let's start by naming what it actually feels like, because I don't want to talk past what's going on. I don't want to miss that. You've been doing the work. You've been showing up, and you're staying disciplined. You're saying the affirmations in the morning, the midday affirmations. You're doing the reflections that we talk about. Whatever the version of doing the work looks like, you're doing it. But then all of a sudden, right when you think you have earned a break, I know I'm talking to somebody today, because this right here is what we're talking about tonight. Something lands on you. Life is going good, and all of a sudden, something lands on you, and it's hard. Your money gets tight. Something or someone you love pulls away. Your body breaks down. You feel like you can't do what you used to do. A plan you were counting on falls apart. A bonus that's supposed to be coming doesn't come. You just can't do the things you used to do, but you know you can do it. And then all of a sudden, your brain does what your brain does. It looks for a story to explain the pain. What I'm talking about is when you know life is testing you, but you know there's something better. You know you can get through it, but you've got to go through these tests. This is a test. I'm being tested. I know it's going to be better. I'm only being tested. look, I'm going to be here, being honest with y'all. For myself personally, I'll sit back and say, my coaching company, Intuitive Precepts, begins to move, begins to shake, and keeps doing what it's supposed to do. Life is grand. My video editing starts going. I have somebody helping me doing all the right things. And all of a sudden, everything's going ahead. Everything's moving. All of a sudden, somebody comes in, and it's almost like pulls the plug. I know life is going good. For myself, it's like everything is lining up. But all of a sudden, everything seems to be shambles at the same time. What I'm talking about is testing, being tested, and why. So tonight's story is important because it's going to put you back in control. If it's a test, there's a right answer. There's a way to pass. You have to figure out what God wants you to do and to do it correctly, and then the pain stops. Right? You have to find out what the exact next step is for the universe to help you get through it. Right? But many of us are tired of the test that keeps coming our way. I'm not excluded from that. Many of us are tired of the test that comes all the time. How much more can we handle? Well, I want to pull some things back. I want to let you see, not because the pain and struggles of what you feel isn't real, because it is. The life hitting you in the face and you're being tested, it's like a pop quiz where you're terrified of getting the answer wrong. You're terrified of making the wrong decisions. That's an exhausting way to live. So we're going to work on a couple things tonight. We're going to reframe, recalibrate, but not examine. Here's the shift I want to offer you tonight, and I'm talking about life testing you. I'm talking about being in test when you know you're doing right, but you're getting a kickback. Think about it this way. What if it's not even a test you can fail? It's about timing you can't see. Test you cannot fail, but timing you can't see. Think about it this way. A test simply implies a grade, a pass or fail. Timing implies a process. A process. Something is being built. Something is being aligned. Something is being prepared. You're only seeing one frame of a much larger thing. So you're only seeing the hurt and the pain of where you are right now. You can't see what's next. You can't see what you're being taught. We just know it's a painful, a hard situation to be in. When a farmer plants a seed in the ground, the seed doesn't come up 2 days later. The seed doesn't come up and say, well, I guess I failed. Nothing's happening. Underground is working. The underground is working and you can't see it. Putting roots down before it even gets a stem. If you dug up that one day and checked to see if it was passing, you'd kill it. Say it again. When a farmer plants a seed, the seed doesn't come up a day or two later and go, well, I guess I failed. Nothing's happening. It's the underground doing the work that you can't see. Putting down roots before the stem starts. If you dug it up on day 3 to check if it was passing, you'd kill it. So you got to see in the timing of what's going on. There's a lot of hard seasons, actually. There's a lot of hard seasons that is happening. Not punishment. Not passing or not a pass or fail here. I'm talking about tests that come up and hit us to stop us, but to teach us. It's about root building, about foundation building. Roots take time in the dark before anything visible happens above ground. So we have to go through these tests that we don't know what they're for to get better. We have to go through these tests to understand the shift that is happening for us. We don't see what's really happening behind the scenes. This is where the phrase comes from. Stay in the flow. It's all about timing. It'll be worth it. I know it's hard. I know life sucks right now, but it is worth it. Stay in the flow. That's not a spiritual bumper sticker. That's a really good, precise instruction. Your job right now isn't to force anything. Isn't to force what you think is going to happen. It's to stay aligned and let timing do what timing does. I'm talking about when life is going good and you can see the end and you know what you're going for. But something happens. A test that you may want to call it. I'm not saying stay passive. I'm not saying throw your hands up and do nothing. I'm saying there's a difference between striving against your life and moving with your life. One exhausts you and the other moves you forward even when it's slow. What I'm talking about tonight, guys, look, what I'm talking about tonight is this, about test. About being tested. And why does God test us? And why is the universe testing us? I don't care what you want to call it. I'm just being here and being real with you. Because why? Because I'm your best friend, Ben, and I like to keep things real. So I'm talking about life and being tested. I'm talking about how things are so good, but somehow the rug gets pulled out from under you. So if you're striving for life and you're against the grain and you're always just hustle and bustle and hitting your head and pushing that plow and doing all the things, but yet you're trying to make your life go when in fact you have to move with your life. You can't move against it. When you're being tested, you have to see it for what it is and go with it. So we're talking about reframing, realigning, and let's not examine what's going on. Reframe and recalibrate yourself. What's happening here? Let's name it and see what it is. So the 3 T's is what I'm talking about tonight, about testing. Why am I being tested? God, why am I being tested when I know everything I'm doing is what I'm supposed to do? Universe, what is happening because I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do? What is this? What are these bills coming at me? Why is my bank account empty? Because I know I'm doing the right thing. The 3 T's. Test, trust, and timing. Test, trust, and timing. So how do you tell the difference in the moment between I'm being tested and I need to fix something? This is just timing, and I need to just stay the course. That's good, right? How do you actually tell the difference in the moment between I'm being tested and I need to fix something, and this is just timing and I need to stay the course? This is good. Test the story, not yourself. Test the story, not yourself. I'm not being tested. Everybody I know is being tested right now. People are struggling, people are hurting, things are crazy, and it's about the test. And timing. When something hard happens, don't ask, did I fail? Don't ask, did I fail? Ask, what story am I telling? What story am I telling? What story am I telling myself about why this is happening? We're talking about testing. Test the story, not yourself. Most of the time, the anxiety isn't from the event. It's from the story stacked on top of it. Separate the two. The event is the neutral information, and the story is where suffering lives. That's deep, ain't it? Test the story, not yourself. What story am I telling about myself, and why is this happening? Trust the process, not the timeline. Trust the process and not the timeline. We're talking about being tested. And we're going to see the difference. Are we being tested, or we just need to stay the course? So this is one of the hardest ones because it's trust. Because we don't actually want to trust the process at all. We want to trust our timeline. We want to trust our timeline, and we want to just have the process to match it. Trusting the process means you keep doing the aligned action, the healthy habit, the honest conversation, the next right step, without demanding the payoff. Trust isn't passive, it's disciplined patience. Trust the process. Trusting the process means you keep doing the aligned action. So we're going to test the story, not ourselves. We're going to trust the process, not the timeline. And then time reveals, it doesn't punish. So what I'm saying is, how can you tell the difference between I'm being tested, or I need to pay attention? I'm being tested, I need to figure out something, a way to fix something, or this is just timing and I need to stay the course. Y'all, this is for me tonight, and I'm here just sitting here talking to y'all about it. Tell the story, trust the process. Time reveals, it doesn't punish. Almost everything felt like punishment sometimes in my own life. Because looking back, it was distance. It was not a lot of direction, not a lot of redirection. Sometimes it pushed me off my path because I was staying the course and I knew what I wanted to attack and to go after. But thinking I was tested, sometimes we stop. Sometimes we rethink all the things and we stop. We pump the brakes. Almost everything that felt like I was doing something wrong in life wasn't something creating a distance or a stopping place or a failure. It was redirection. It was moving me off a path that I probably would have stayed on out of fear, out of comfort. It was pushing me on a path to something that I couldn't have chose for myself because I couldn't see it. Time has a way of revealing the why. So standing behind the chair for 25 years and not starting what I was supposed to start for the last 10 years because I was still being taught. But if the test wasn't here and the process wasn't here, I would have never made it. So time has a way of revealing the why behind the hard things that happen. You just have to stay in motion long enough to get here. You have to stay in motion long enough to get there. So next time it feels like a test, run it through those T's. Let me test this story I'm telling myself. Let me trust this process that I'm going through. And let time reveal instead of expecting yourself to pass or fail on the spot. I'm going to say this and I'm going to wrap this up. I think it matters for a lot of people that are listening and that hear me. You don't have to be all wrapped up in religious language to feel what I'm talking about. Being tested. Is God testing me? Is the universe testing me? No matter what you call it, no matter whatever you feel it is, if it's God to you, if it's the universe, the source, a higher power, you're not even sure what to call it yet. The pattern is the same across the board. Every wisdom tradition that I've understood and figured out, things unfold in a rhythm. Resistance creates suffering, and alignment creates flow. So when we're aligned, we continue to flow. You don't need the right teachings and theology or whatever to start living this today. You just need willingness. You need willingness to know that I'm being tested because it's not time to move on through something. This is good, right? What is this season building me? What is this season teaching me? What is this season actually building in me? That'll change the whole rest of this week. So this week I want you to do something simple. Every time you catch yourself thinking this is a test, every time you think this is a test, I want you to physically pause. Is this a test, God? What are you doing to me? I want you to physically pause for maybe 10 minutes. And I want you to ask, instead, what if this is just timing and my only job right now is to stay aligned? Let me say that again. When something bad happens, I want you to stop and look around and say, what if? What if? This is just timing and I need to stay aligned. You don't need to take a turn left or right. You need to stay aligned. Then do one small aligned action to go along with that. Some of you need to have a hard conversation with yourself. Some of you need to understand what the next step is for you to take because you already know it's right. Not because you're trying to pass a test, but because what staying in the flow actually looks like in real life is not a feeling. It's a decision you make with your feet. You keep going. You keep moving. Another little exercise practice, write down. Write down right now a place in your life right now where it feels like as a test. And reframe it on paper and see if it's timing instead. Think of that. Write down, I am going through a test and it's hard. I don't know what's going to happen. And reframe it. Reframe it. And then notice if your body shifts. Notice if something changes. Write down on a piece of paper where life is right now, and you feel like it's a test about whatever you're going through. And then go back and write it down again, and then say, you know what? I'm going to change that. This ain't a test. It's about timing, and I'm learning it. It's about timing. It's not a test. And see if it doesn't change you. God, I know everything I'm doing is the right way. Universe, I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. But what is happening? Why are these tests coming up against me? Y'all, I know I was a little bit all over the place tonight, but I'm talking about being tested. And is it timing or is it test? Reframe it. This tonight is an episode about life beyond the finish line. That's what we've been talking about. Life beyond the finish line. So tonight, if anything I said resonated with you, And if you've been sitting around, sitting in that moment of, is this a test feeling? Reach out to me. I'd love to hear about it. I'd love to help you see where you are. And if you know someone that needs to hear that it's not a test, it's timing, share it with somebody. That's how we all grow. That's how things happen. Self-change world revival. I change, you change. I share it, you share it. I change a little, you change a little, and life is good. Listen, I love you and appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here tonight. I was talking about timing or being tested. Life's hard, but we're going to figure out the way through it. I love you and appreciate you. And remember, stay strong. Timing. We're all being taught the right thing, and we are on the right path. I love you and appreciate you. Until next time, I am your best friend, Ben, and this is the Benjamin Adventures. I will see you again. Love, peace, power from within.